Bill Landis, where were you born?
Frankfurt Hospital on Knights Road in Northeast Philadelphia.
Ari Wasserman, where were you born?
Columbus, but I don't know the hospital. Sorry, Bill.
I was born in Las Vegas, Nevada, actually, which is a true fact. It's an interesting fact about me.
Fun fact.
But where was college football born? Bang. The birthplace of college football. Right here. I believe, I'm not sure, but I believe the first game was played in 1869 in this 50,000-seat stadium on this artificial turf, this same turf. This same, yeah.
Actually, yeah, Civil War era. Did I got my dates mixed up there a little bit? Or?
Yeah, let's not talk about how little we know about history. Doug Maurice, Bill Wasserman, Ari Wasserman, Bill Landis. Ohio State 49-7 over Rutgers on Saturday night. 8 Power 5 conference undefeated teams remaining, and here they are. 3 in the Big Ten, Ohio State, Michigan State, Iowa. 3 in the Big 12, Baylor, TCU, Oklahoma State. 1 in the SEC, LSU. 1 in the ACC, Clemson. Ari Wasserman, how should Ohio State feel? Right now, 8 major conference undefeated teams remaining. They just won 49-7. What kind of shape are they in the national picture?
I think they have to feel pretty good about where they're at right now. The biggest monkey that was on their back all year was that they didn't have a quarterback situation that was completely in stone, and I think they found that with JT Barrett. They're coming off their biggest win of the year, in my opinion, the most impressive win. I don't think Rutgers is all that good, but just a complete, from beginning to end, domination of another team that is better than some of the teams that they've struggled with earlier in the season. And then, of course, they're going into a bye week as one of 8 undefeated teams. So just the idea that Ohio State is exactly where they should have been at the beginning of the year. Maybe the road to getting to this point was different, but they are right where they're supposed to be. And I think that, they've proved themselves as one of the best teams in college football, and as the momentum goes. The ironic part is that they've got the bye week coming up, and I'm rambling, I'm sorry. But Minnesota and Illinois are coming up, and after that, if Ohio State's still undefeated, they're going to be 10-0 in the playoff, and they're going to have big games to prove what they are. And right now, coming off this big win, I think that they have to feel pretty good about where they stand.
Bill, you and I vote each week in our mock college football selection committee, first 4, where we have 13 writers from around the country that we gather, put out every Tuesday. In our mock committee, Utah was number 1 this week. Ohio State was number 2. 2 undefeated teams lost Saturday, Utah and Florida State. Ohio State, with a new starting quarterback, wins. If you were a real committee member, how would you be viewing Ohio State? And is this a little bit of a clean break? It was Cardale Jones for 7 games. Now it's JT Barrett. How would a committee member evaluate that?
I think it's very similar to the way it was last year when Ohio State was trying to prove that the loss of Virginia Tech was not the team that they were, and I think that was pretty easy to prove by the end of the year. This now, 49-7 with JT Barrett at quarterback, you can say that, listen, the first 7 games, Cardale Jones was the quarterback. Things weren't going well, but this is the team that we are. We're the team that comes out and plays teams with inferior talent and blows them out. And Rutgers, like Ari said, is not the best team Ohio State's played this year, but this was the most they've dominated a game all year. And the thing that the committee looks at, as we learned last year, is game control. It was a new word they threw out. Ohio State has not controlled a game more this season than they did at Saturday night against Rutgers.
November 3rd is the first actual rankings from the committee, so Ohio State won't play again before then. They have the bye week next week, and then those rankings will come out the following Tuesday. So this was their last chance to impress. I don't know everybody who plays who next week, but if you had to guess, November 3rd with the committee, which is the only thing that matters, will Ohio State be number 1? Ari?
I believe they will be, yes.
Bill?
I'm going to say no.
I don't know. I've been voting Clemson number 1 in the AP poll. I'm the only guy doing that. Clemson waxed Miami on Saturday. They're undefeated. They have a win over Notre Dame. That's a better team than anybody Ohio State has beaten. I don't know who LSU plays next week. They have some wins over some decent teams, I think. I don't think it's 100% certain for sure that Ohio State is number 1, but I've already written, be prepared for Ohio State not to be number 1, the first committee rankings, because I think Utah would have been there with that resume if Utah had kept winning. Ohio State, I think, is much closer to that number 1 ranking, but again, it doesn't matter. Nobody cares if you're number 1. All you got to do is be in the top 4. They were number 4 last year, and they won the national championship. So we spend a lot of time, everybody spends a lot of time talking about number 1, and all we really should be talking about is number 4. Will they be in the top 4? Yeah. Of course they'll be in the top 4. So from the birthplace of college football. He's Ari Wasserman. He's Bill Landis. I'm Doug Maurice. Bye week next week, but do we get off?
No.
Are we working?
Yep.
There will be stories. Thanks for reading. Thanks for watching on cleveland.com.